Hi there, I'm Lavella McGarry from lavellamcgarry.com. I'm your speaker, life coach, entrepreneur, yes, and also a mom. And we are talking today, just chatting about reigniting your passion for life. Reigniting your passion for life. So again, tell someone, share the link, have one to join us. We're going to talk a little bit about our passion, creativity, what life looks like. Are you stuck? What can you do to be unstuck? So no matter what, no matter who you are or what your story is, we're all have felt or have been in a place where we felt depleted and uninspired at times. We've also know what it feels like to be burnt out, agitated, frustrated, but we've all felt a little depleted and uninspired at times. So you know when nothing is really wrong, but at the same time, nothing is really right. So when you're just going through the motions, it's because you have lost a spark. A spark that ignites, that unlocks, that thrusts, that burns within. That spark is like a fire shut up in your bones, or a fire that you feel in your belly that makes you feel alive. So what could it be? Could it be that you're at the fork of the road, in the road, trying to figure out, what path or what direction to go? Are you stuck, or are you parked? Are you indecisive, or do you have some decisions to make? So again, when we're tapping into our creativity, it's because we need it because it fuels us, it ignites us, and at times we try to tap into the place that we have outgrown. So we're talking a little bit today about reigniting the passion for life. Your soul is yearning to find that pulsing, vibrating, electric feeling in your heart again that reminds you that life is divine. It's divine. And it synchronizes with other souls. It synchronizes with nature. It synchronizes with other souls. It synchronizes with the energy, when I said vibration, what's in the air. And I said that to say this because even when on your journey, even between your travels or your commute to work, just feeling that fresh air that hits your face, it shifts your thinking. At that moment, you tend to appreciate life. At that moment, you're able to take a breather, a breather, and or see things from a different perspective, because it's like, it caught your attention. It stopped you in your track. Oh, that feels good. Oh, that was a breath of fresh air. Oh, that wind is so refreshing. Okay, so our soul is yearning to feel that pulsing, vibrating, electric feeling that your heart again reminds you that life is divine. Life is divine. No matter what you're going through, what it sounds like, what it looks like, your life is divine. And sometimes, depending on what we're dealing with, we tend to diminish because we allow our thoughts to make our life. We look at life altogether differently. We see life altogether differently. And we devalue life. We devalue life. We devalue life. Okay? So, again, talking about the synchronicity of life. So that's when getting back to the place. You want to get back to that place where you're able to appreciate life. You're able to look at things differently with a new lens or a different perspective. You're able to be more appreciative. You're able to now go back to the place of when life matters, when your thoughts and your actions matters, when your dream matters, when your vision matters. Now you're going back to the fullness of light, when your life had light, when you were more sure or defined in the path of your life. So as we go through this session today, you're going to ask yourself in reflective mode, and take a good look at yourself in the mirror in reflective mode. And ask yourself these questions. Are you existing, or just merely existence? Are you burnt out? Are you frustrated, but you're just making do? You're frustrated where you're at. You're frustrated with your present situation. You're just frustrated with life. You don't know what it is. You're really trying to figure it out. But you know that you are frustrated where you're at. Now, you know you have to make some decisions. But what does that look like? And when will you put it into effect? Are you worried about the outcome, or is fear driving you to the point where it's not allowing you to execute those decisions? Okay, so let's look at the 4 C's that will help you reignite your passion for life. That will help you reignite your passion for life. Number 1 is create. Creativity is a great motivator because it makes people interested in what they are doing. Creativity gives hope that there can be a worthwhile idea. Creativity gives the possibility of some sort of achievement to everyone, and creativity makes life more fun and more interesting. Creativity, it motivates. Creativity gives hope. Creativity makes life worthwhile. Creativity ignites the conception of an idea. Creativity gives possibilities. Creativity makes one feel more accomplished, more achieved. And they have achieved that says goal, or they're an overcomer or achiever. They feel accomplished. Creativity makes life more fulfilled, more interesting. Are you tapping into your creativity? Have you stopped? Have you stopped being creative? Or you don't know what to create next? Okay? We all have a unique expression, and even if you don't think you're creative, I'm here to tell you that you are. You're a soul that's a unique human vessel, and that is in itself creative. Creativity is simply taking an idea and evolving, blossoming, growing, developing. That's good questions. Are you growing? Are you developing? Because sometimes what we do as spiritual beings, we tend to cultivate our spiritual nature, the spirit. We read the word, we meditate, and we cultivate that one phase cut side of us. But when it comes to the natural, there's an arrested development there, and we're off balance, and we're off, and there's no equilibrium right there, because we're low, because our spiritual side have outgrown the natural side, and that's where the soul is malnourished, and we could be bankrupt because we are not nourishing yet the natural side. And when I'm talking about the natural side, yes, getting a degree, getting educated, that also is being meticulous in the sense that you are gaining additional knowledge, so therefore you'll be more achieved. But what about the soul? What about the soul? What about those synergistic relationship? What about those relationships based on conversation? It charges you to the point where you're so spiritually high for days because you're feeding not on air, but you're feeding on the energy. You're so stimulatedly charged that you're feeding on, or like you're spiritually high. You're just feeding on it, and you realize I haven't drank anything, because you're now moving in a space or a place that have taken you out of that, like out of your shell, out of your box, and now you're tapping into the true essence of you. Okay, tapping into the true essence of you. So we're talking about creativity. Creativity is simply taking an idea and evolving it into another new form. It could be an article. It could be a painting, a new way of solving a problem. It could be a business. It could be building a curriculum, but being creative. It's a new solution. So when you are creative, you solve a problem. You become a solutionist. You solve a problem, you become a solutionist when you are creative, okay? So it's a new solution to your kids. When you get up in the morning, they're able to see you, your kids able to see you create, so they can't help but to create. Your grandkids will be able to see you create, so they can't help but to be creative themselves. And I just love watching kids being creative, because at that point, their imagination is so free flowing. There is no obstruction. Whatever they think and they see, they move with fluidity. They don't know. They're so innocent in their creativity that they don't know or have experienced life in a sense where it'll stop, hinder, or block them. And sometimes God will take you back to the space or the mental space as likened into a child, that you could dream again and that you could create again without what limitation, without restriction, without all the blockage. So you have to learn to tap back into inspiration. And sometimes what we do is find ourselves in a place trying to get that word, prophetic word, that confirming word to what ignite, to stir, to unlock, as a way of to push, like a push start, or unlock, or push us or start us, for us to be creative, or for us to move, or for that particular word or release to activate one to move or press forward or to execute. But there are times when you will have to motivate yourself, inspire yourself, and literally go to the steps of staying stimulated, go through the times of being stimulated, and also motivating yourself. What if you don't have those voices? Because there are times when, or for a season, that the Creator will just isolate you. What if you don't have those voices to stir, to activate, to confirm what you already know, and what was already conceived in your consciousness, because the Creator told you first. And so all He's doing is confirming what He said. So for a season, you'll go through a phase or time of isolation where it's just you. Who will inspire you and who will motivate you? And what would you do to inspire and or motivate you? What do you have in place? What is your atmosphere? What does your environment look like? What's the tone, the temperament, the structure, the color? Is it therapeutic? Is it loud? And is it energetic? What is it? And is when I'm saying energetic, like burnt orange, red, ginger red, colors, tones do set the mood. What does your light look like? Colors and tones do set the mood. Okay. So sometimes we go out of our way. We might just light a candle or something, put on a soft light. We might just listen to music, instrumental, a little classic music, things that we do to what? Unwind while we are processing our thoughts. While we are processing our thoughts, and we're planning for the next, or planning for the next day, the next phase, just like you go through, or even that long drive home, so you could unwind from that busy day. The same thing you do while being inspirational, motivational. What do you do, or what do you have in place? Who do you listen to that will again, when I said listen, this is you taking on responsibility. What voice would you listen to? Would it be Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Martin Luther? What would you do? How far would you go to inspire and motivate you? Okay. So again, being creative, painting, or creating a curriculum, creating websites, videos, just being creative, producing, because we are made in the image and likeness of the Creator. So therefore He spoke it and He said, let there be, and let there be, and let there be. So when He spoke it, it went from a spoken word to now being tangible. Okay. And so it is. That's how we are. We're made in His image and likeness. So when we speak it, now it becomes tangible. Why? Because it manifests itself. Just like the thought of a chair. Someone thought about it and then it became tangible. They drew it out. They went from seeing it. Now they drew it out and they made a blueprint. Now it is tangible. Okay. Need to be creative. We have to, because when you create, you solve problems. You solve problems. When you create, you solve problems. Just like the Mac. When someone created the Mac or the laptop, it solved a problem. Your problem. Because we need a computer. Okay. We need a computer. So, when you are not creating, what are you doing? When you are not creating, what are you doing? Are you denying a part of you? Are you denying yet the part of your brain that expresses who you are as an individual? When you're not creative, what do you do? Just so you know, when you're not creative, you're denying an entire part of your brain the right to express yourself as an individual. Creating gives you purpose. It also gives you excitement. It also gives you a sense of ownership. Okay. It ignites the passion in you. It ignites the passion in you. So just ask yourself these questions. What do you like to create? What do you like? Not what do you like to do, but what do you like to create? What is it that you like to produce? Or are you one that creates and sit it down and said, I did that, I created that? Or are you one that creates it, produce it? Hey, this is a good product. So now I need people to know about what I've created. Now you went from creation, made it tangible. Now it's a product. And now you're looking for customers. So they'll be able to buy or purchase your product. Okay. So again, solving a problem. Solving the problem. So what would you create? Number 2, we're talking about the 4 C's. We're talking about connect. Now we're going to talk about connect. The phase, no man is an island entire of itself. Okay. Entire of itself. No man is an island. We do have some lone rangers, those that like to be by themselves, create by themselves, build by themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, though, they might be in a place where they're conceiving their thoughts and they're creating. But when it comes to production, that's when a team is in place. So are you isolating yourself? But while you're isolating yourself, are you producing? Are you being creative? Or are you isolating yourself and allowing the negative thoughts to override yet your language and now dictating yet your thoughts, dictating your lives? And now you're saying, I can't, I don't know if it's going to work. So you're literally shutting down the creator's voice. Okay. And again, the creator will send someone to confirm, but literally life hack you. In other words, by saying, hey, get it together. This is where you should be. And when they release that word, it brings about an alignment. So which means if you get derailed, then the creator will send someone that will give you a word that will encourage, empower you, and also be a breath of fresh air to what? Help synchronize, redirect, align you to the path that where you need to be, like change. Okay. Connecting. No man is an island entire of himself. Life is about connecting. Life is about connecting. When I said connecting, is vibing with the same like mindset. A lot of times we connect with those, we might have similar conversation, but when it comes to the depth, or the meat of it, when it comes to purpose and ideas of philosophy, then we realize, hey, we're not on the same page at all. But you connect because of a common interest. Enemies connect because of a common interest. So therefore, in connecting, be mindful of how you connect. Be mindful of how you connect. Life is about connecting. It's about forming relationships. Form, create, build, network, expand. Form, create, build, network, expand. If you're at the same place, same inner circle that you've been having, of course, I'm not talking about best friends or those that you grew up with. I'm talking about relationships. So therefore, based on your relationships from last year, as you grow, you should be so further along. Corona, even though it shut down things, it also made things more accessible via the internet, that you should have been able to know, learn, socialize, and also network. So therefore, starting out from a year from now, your relationships or your circle should have grown. It should have expanded. I meet people every day. I learn and I talk to people every day from different parts of the country. What does your circle look like? Life is about connecting. It's about forming a relation. Form, create. Form, build. Not wait for them to find you, connect to you. I'm waiting for them to connect, let them find me while you're hiding. But form, create is an action word. Form, create, build, solidify relationships. Okay. Meaningful relationships. Not all of them are going to be on the same level based on what you're doing, creating business, life, or spiritual, but you form, create, and build a relationship. It's about having human contact and giving someone a hug, or having deep conversation that captivates your soul. Who is that person that you could have in a deep conversation without unveiling who you are, but they could snatch your soul to the point where they could understand you without interpretation or expressing? Who is that person that could literally hear, sense, and know with the perfect sensing and timing of who you are. That you could be, or that person that's predictable, because some people will say, well, I know you, I've been knowing you for years. But in reality, the ones that ate with you, drank with you, ate bread with you, a lot of them, even though they know you, they're going by experience or the longevity of the relationship. But in reality, a lot of them don't know you. They don't. You're changing, evolving every day. Your mindset is changing. You're going through mental shifts. You're going through paradigm shifts. So the person that they know or knew 3 months ago have now changed. Do they honestly know you? They know of your past paths. They know of your past conversational level. They know of your past, when I said intellect, in a sense of what you have expressed and what you like or what you don't like, or your dislikes. But do they really know the true, the authentic you, the evolving, growing, maturing you? Okay? So, again, contact and giving someone a hug or having a deep conversation that captivates the soul. Connecting helps you move out. Connecting helps you move out of your head. Connecting helps you move out of your head and into your heart, where your passion is awaiting to be lit. Helps you to move out of your head. Helps you from being stuck. Help you from one just listening to you and like, oh, I see where you're going with this, and you're exchanging ideas. So that's what that does. Connecting. When you get into those ruts and the cloud of depression starts rolling in, it is that connection or that person that will help you speak to the core of you, that will bring you out of withdrawal, bring you out of depression, bring you out of that state. Is that connection that's going to be the one that will, again, catapult you and pull you, reposition you, bring forth an alignment into the place in which you should be. So and I'm not talking about the relationships that you have in church, relationship that you have on the job, relationship that you have in school. I'm talking about purposeful, destined relationships. Okay, relationships. Number 3, contribute. Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you alive. And then go out and do that, because we put ourselves in a position. What do you need? What do you want? How can I help? How can I assist? What do you need? What do you want? How can I help? What I can assist? And you find yourself serving the world to the point where you will deplete yourself and bankrupt yourself. And when it's time for you to serve you don't even know where to begin. You're lost because now you're dealing with yourself, 5 years ago, and you're no longer there. When you start facing, I'm talking about literally dealing with you per se. It's like, wow, my gosh, you're scratching your head because, and taking those aha moments because you have literally outgrown yourself. Now, where do I begin? Because the thoughts that I used to have, I no longer have it. The way I think, the way I was wired, I no longer think, or I'm wired that way. So how do I deal with me? How do I deal with the refined me? How do I tap into me? Because you have outgrown yourself. So don't find yourself in a position where you're continually serving the world but denying or neglecting self. Have balance. While you're serving the world, serve you. Be kind to you. Be true to you. Be authentic to you. Don't neglect you. Don't rob you of you. Don't rob you of you, because the world needs you. It needs your soundness. It needs your completeness. It needs your wholeness. The world needs you. The world needs you. Okay. The world needs you. Everything you do affects someone. Every action, every deed affects someone. So if you're contributing, you're implementing, you're building, and you're fortifying, you're empowering. So it should be reciprocated. Someone should be doing that to and for you through your connection. So what can you contribute or give back to society? What can you give or contribute and give back to community? What can you do that will help humanity without relinquishing and bankrupting yourself? What can you do? And not about being Mother Teresa, about being that spiritually filled. You got to serve, you got to preach, you got to lay hands, you got to do all of that. But bring in balance. What can you do to contribute to a community or to society without robbing yourself? This is about being, you being in a wonderful place. This is about you being fabulous. This is about you showing up for yourself, because just like you make it an appointment, or you go out of your way to show up for somebody else, your appointment is at 10, but you're already there at 9. 9:30, 9:15 the latest. You go out of your way, you dress yourself, groom yourself to be on time, to present yourself because you're contributing to the world. What do you do for yourself? How do you show up for yourself? That's a good question. How do you show up for yourself? Is it you just get up, drink a cup of coffee and like, I got to deal with me today. Where's your passion? Where is your, where's the fire? Where's the light? Girl, I got to do it myself. I haven't combed my hair today. Oh, I haven't done anything today. When you look at yourself, I don't even feel like doing it. I don't even have I don't have it in me to do it, but yet you will go out of your way to be there for somebody else, and make sure that you operate in excellence, but you're not doing it for yourself. Okay? So you're wonderful. You're fabulous. Show up for yourself. Show up for yourself. Be there. How about you honor yourself? How about you honor yourself? How about having a little self-respect? It's about time. It's about time. And you're like, what does that look like? When you're dealing with abandonment issues and rejection issues, what does that look like? Well, I'm doing for me, but are you really doing for you? Because you will go 110% for somebody else. When it comes to you, it's a mere 50, 40. You're barely doing it for you. Because you don't think that you deserve it, and you don't think that you are, there's value, but yet, I'm going somewhere with this. You will empty out your bank account for somebody else. And when it comes to you, I don't know, I'll go to the dollar store, I'll go to the 99-cent store. Why do you do that for you? So we're talking about igniting the passion for life, the life that's divine, the life that's given, the life that's entrusted. Before time, the Creator gave you life and He entrusted you with gifts and talents, so you could steward, because all creation have been waiting for you. When they see you, the wind bow with you. The wind bows, the trees bows, and they kiss you in the face like, you're here today. We honor you and respect. What is your contribution to the world today? They can't wait. All creation can't wait for you. While you're still trying to figure it out. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I've been dealing with this for years. I don't know. Before you know, I'll do this, I'll do that. And you'll have notebooks, you'll have plans, you have a vision board. And here to 6 months down the line to a year, you're in the same place. In reality, you're in a rut. Because you're waiting for someone to push start you. You're waiting for someone to reset you. You're waiting for someone to ignite you. But you're that fire starter. You are the fire starter. Okay? So the world needs you. But the world needs you. All creation needs you to know that you have to need you first so you can contribute in totality, in wholeness, in fluidity, with consistency. They need your true loyalty, not some, not partial, but all. All of you. Okay? So give in to your community the same way you'll do for yourself. Raise the level of your self-worth. Raise the level of your self-worth. The last one, clear. The last one is very clear. It's important that you're continually checking in with yourself. You know how you're doing? Sis, I'm calling to check on you, see how you're doing. Hey, you girl, you good? You all right? Girl, how you doing? Let's go drink some coffee. Let's go hang out. Let's eat lunch. You good? You check in on that girlfriend. You're checking how you doing. How's the family? But do you check in on you? How's your mental health? Are you stressed out? The weight that you're gaining, is it due to stress? You don't have any energy lately. It's because of the excess weight that you're gaining. But a lot of it has to do with stress. A lot of it has to do with you being overwhelmed, taking on a load or a burden, or carrying people, carrying soul ties, carrying pains, old anger, traumas, carrying the past into your future. So it seems like you can never get a break or catch a break or let go, because you're carrying old timelines into your future timelines, because you're not free and you haven't let go. So continue to check in on yourself. Clear out anything that's no longer serves you. Clear out anything, cut, snip, that no longer serves you. That no longer serves you. Again, that no longer ignites, that no longer speaks, that no longer breathe life, that no longer have, shackles or chains that keeps you down. You're not free. You're not liberated. You're not, my God, creative. You're not carefree. It's too much. It burdens you down. Let go of anything that's no longer serve you. Yes, it's time to cancel and delete static in your life. It's time to cancel some things. It's time to delete some things. Anything that comes as static that will mess up your frequency. Okay. Anything that comes as static that will mess up your frequency from you hearing you hearing what the Creator has to say because your ears are now inclined yet to the heart of God. So you'll be able to hear. Other than that, you'll have a pulse and you will be able to hear the pulse, because whatever you're dealing with will dull all your senses. So whatever comes to bring static, to stop, to hinder, to slow down, whatever comes, again, to stop the fluidity of you, the abundance of you, whatever comes to stop you from growing or have you in a stagnated place. It's time to cancel and delete any static in your life. Respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that no longer serves you. Respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that no longer grows you. Respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that no longer makes you happy. Your happiness is important. When was the last time you had a good laugh to the point where your stomach hurt and the tears was coming through your eyes and you were rolling to the point you were trying to stop laughing, but you can't, because that laughter hit your soul. It's like, oh my gosh, I haven't laughed like this in so long. When was the last time you tapped into a place of happiness to the point where you're smiling for no reason? When was the last time you experienced happiness? So when things feel stagnant, energy gets trapped. When things feel stagnant, energy feels or gets trapped and doesn't flow with the natural rhythm of the Creator. That's the problem. You're stuck. You're either parked or stuck. So it's time to get unstuck. It's time to get unstuck. It's time to move forward. We could no longer allow our decision in the past or our mistakes to be the excuses that stop us from crossing over into our new, into our abundance. Even, oh my gosh, even that's stopping us from crossing over into, the overflow, over into your inheritance. You could no longer use the excuses of the past or the excuses they won't let me, he won't do, she won't do, I can't do, to stop you from walking into a place where it's raining, where there's abundance, where you are happy. So it's time to get unstuck. Some things needs to be removed in order to make space for the new. And sometimes removing things could be violent. When I said violent, it could be abrupt. It could be sharp. And they're like, oh, wow, why did you do that? Because you don't need anybody's decision for you to be happy. You don't need anybody's input for you to be happy. So it'll be violent to them. It's like, oh, that was, you know how they say, that was random. That was uncalled for. Why'd you do that? But in reality, they are more upset than you are. Why? Because they benefited from you being stuck. Because they had access to you, the source. So as long as they were able to be, or able to receive what they want, and with no effort, they were happy. Now you're making decisions to make you happy. You're having an aha moment. Now you're making decisions to make you free, liberated. And they're asking, what did you do that for? That's random. You didn't have to do that. Why? They're the only one upset. Because you made a decision to cancel and delete or to stop what no longer serves you. Okay? So Something needs to be removed in order to make space for the new. This can be in actual objects around your house. It could be decisions, clearing out, detoxing. You could detox your mind, detox your home. Because sometimes we have things and we're holding on to things in our mental space as well as our home that ties us to old wounds or old pains or trauma or to an old event or circumstance, because we're taking it into the new. Here it is now. We're in March. This is springtime, blossoming time, fresh air. Now the flowers are blooming because we're going from the winter now into spring. That's what you should be: vibrant, bright, what a light. But yet you're still carrying things of the old. So it's time to declutter. Kind of do away with what triggers pain. Cut away or remove who triggers a pain, reminds you of your past, reminds you of every mistake that you made in the past. There is a tormentor to trigger that old wound, because they're miserable. They want you to be miserable with them. So they're stuck. They want you to be stuck with them. So as you grow, you make a decision as you grow, and now you come out of that place. Who do you think you are? What do you think you're going? Because you made a choice to be liberated. You made a choice to reignite the passion in your life. You made a choice to live. You made a choice to live up to the promise, the command. You made a choice to serve, yield the Creator in appreciation for what He has given you. So why serve the Creator and then yet we're bound? By a mere decision. By a mere decision. Okay. So some things need to be removed in order to make space for the new. This can be actual objects in your house, toxic people in your life, old limited beliefs. We talked about breaking habits yesterday. Our mindsets. You could be evolving. You are retraining your mind. You're retooling yourself. But yet there's some old habits of way or regimented things of doing in your subconscious that's overriding and I said obstructing yet the new. So that's why it takes 21 days to create a new habit, rewriting the program in your mind. It takes 21 days, okay, to build a new habit, because you have to reprogram your mind. So old limited beliefs. I know I'm trusting God to do this and thus for me, but yet when it's time to move on it, we're waiting. Don't know. I'm waiting. I don't know. I'm waiting on God, and God is waiting on you, but yet we could believe it for anybody else, and we'll help them execute that blueprint. We'll help them execute the plan. And when it comes to you, you're stuck. Okay. So don't be a prisoner in your mind. No longer shall you be a prisoner in your own mind. So what will you clear up? What will you clear? What would you do to have yet clear mental health, clear your mental space, clear, when I said detoxing within you, detoxing within your mind, your body and soul. For you, what will you do? Not for the survival of you, but for the significance of you, the uniqueness of you. What would you do? And what will you put in place? What would you do to reignite the passion for your life? So next time you feel yourself falling into a funk, break out the 4 C's and begin to inspire yourself again. Begin to inspire yourself again. The 4 C's are: number 1, create. Be creative. Be creative. Number 2, connect with someone with the same like mind. That's number 2, connect. Number 3, contribute. While you're contributing and giving to the world, make sure you contribute to yourself. Honor yourself. And number 4 is clear. Now it's time to clear, remove, detox what's toxic, what's stopping, what's hindering you from living and the life that the Creator gave you, from reigniting the passion for your life. So it's time. It's time to reinvent you. It's time to find and cultivate and nurture the best version of your life. It's time to tap into real you. It's time to redefine you. It's time to reignite your passion for life. Thank you for listening.